Welcome everyone to this month's webinar on harnessing ArcGIS and the power of Laserfiche. My name is Laura Froyam and I'm account executive here at CDI, and on the line with me I also have Michael Mathis, our solutions director. And today we're going to be going through our ArcGIS integration. So a couple of housekeeping items. Everybody is going to be on mute throughout the duration. If you do have questions, feel free to type them in the questions box throughout the presentation and we'll address them at the end after the demo. Slides and screenshots are available upon request, and this session will be recorded and made available through our YouTube page in the next couple of days. Additionally, today I did include a couple of handout items, so feel free to download those. It's just some additional helpful documentation on the integration. Our agenda is we are going to start with just kind of going over really generally what ArcGIS is, Laserfiche, and the integration. We're going to go over a couple of use case ideas, some screenshots, and then we're going to jump into a live demo and finish up with resources and questions. So what is ArcGIS? So for those of you who may not be aware, GIS means Geographic Information Systems. So ArcGIS is a mapping tool powered by Esri, and it allows organizations to easily provide and display information in a user-friendly map. So it's a geospatial system just for kind of visualizing data. For those of you who may be on and aren't familiar with Laserfiche, Laserfiche is an enterprise content management system with advanced workflow and automation capabilities. It allows you to store any of your electronic content, set securities, and then configure workflows surrounding that documentation for routing, approval, reminders, or just document archival. So what does the CDI ArcGIS integration to Laserfiche do? Well, it allows your users to interact with the files archived in Laserfiche through the ArcGIS mapping interface and vice versa. So any of the documents that you have securely stored in Laserfiche, you can have viewable through the ArcGIS map. So no longer do you have to attach files to the ArcGIS map and archive it in Laserfiche. So it's a setup with your standard records retention. You can have them in sync together. So documents get stored in Laserfiche, but are viewable through the map. We can pull up files and or folders from Laserfiche to display through the map. And in this particular screenshot, we're looking at the standard street layer map and we're viewing parcels. So anything in that yellowish color means that there's a corresponding attachment within Laserfiche. So some of the integration highlights are, again, you can display documents and or folders from Laserfiche. So if we're viewing attachments in your pop-up bubble in the GIS map, you have the ability to see any of the associated attachments with that particular parcel or line or search, whatever it may be. You can also set up the integration so that you can add content through the map. So if your police department is out in the field and maybe they're taking a picture of a pothole or something, they can take a picture through their phone or have the document and then just attach it directly through the map so that they don't have to go into Laserfiche and archive it. They can just drag and drop it into the map. So you can set up the content viewing through Laserfiche with either a read-write permission or a read-only permission. So an example of that would be, if you want to make some of your permitting data available through your GIS map for your residents or citizens to view, they can go to your website, pull up the map, and then have, the integration layer assigned so that they can see the corresponding documents archived in Laserfiche right through the map. So again, another way to help them self-serve. And then it's just with read-only access. So you are granting permissions to that public user to see whatever content you might want to be made through the map. And then you have the ability to do unlimited layer configuration. So the integration is configured by mapping metadata both in ArcGIS as well as in your Laserfiche templates or field data. And so you can map those items together in as many layers or configurations as you might want. Oop. So another feature of the integration is kind of the flip view. So when you're in Laserfiche, you can set up a custom tab within web access that allows you to view the ArcGIS map associated with your documents right through that tab. So you can scroll in and out, and take a look at the map while you're in Laserfiche. Nice little feature add. So here's just another integration or another example of how maps might be used. So in this particular scenario, in the last scenario where we saw the parcels with the little yellow, that's parcel information, building information. But you could also use this for like fire safety, where you can track your fires within your ArcGIS map, and then any corresponding information that might associate with that particular fire or crime or whatever it might be, you can view the Laserfiche content through the map. So this integration is ideal for any organizations that are wanting to share content through a map interface, that might also have Laserfiche. So you can use this for property files, permits, either buildings or pets again. So again, when you're out in the field, if you want to be able to see, which homes within the area that you are in are maybe rented versus purchased, that is something you could display on a map. Any election data, so congressional districts and voting information and results, if you're maintaining any of that documentation within your Laserfiche system, you can pull that into your map too and make that information publicly accessible. You have the ability to do crime. So again, one of the exciting use cases that is featured by Laserfiche in this scenario is the Long Beach Police Department has it integrated with their GIS program. And so they have the ability to view content stored in Laserfiche regarding, homeless people. And so if a homeless person is picked up or stopped by a police person, they have the ability to look up that homeless person by name, maybe see all the different other locations that they've been stopped, things like that. And so you can tie all of those different types of things into your map and your corresponding data within Laserfiche. If you have any ideas of how you might want to see this integration used, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll read those later on. So the Laserfiche software requirements for this integration are that you need to be on a self-hosted Laserfiche system. So this includes Rio, United, Avante, or subscription-based platforms, anything that's self-hosted on a server, that you have access to. You need to be on Laserfiche version 9 or higher. And then in order to build the profiles within the system, you'll need to have either web access or web link or the public portal. And those just determine whether you're setting up a read-only profile or a read-write profile, where users have the ability to adjust metadata or add documents through the map and have it push into Laserfiche automatically. The ArcGIS requirements are that you need to have ArcGIS server 10.1 or higher. This includes, but isn't limited to, ArcGIS Web Builder and GeoCortex. Also, Laserfiche version 9 or higher. Wow, I missed that on the other slide. And then you can have or you should have a public, it would get installed on a public or external server, and then you would want to make sure you have an SSL certificate as well to keep your information secure. So the integration is built through the REST API, and you can essentially create as many layers or map layers as you want and correlate it back to your ArcGIS information. So here I'm just showing you a quick screenshot of the integration configuration tab, and you're selecting your property folder template fields from Laserfiche, and then the fields of information from your parcel layers. And then that's just helping you link the information together and then identifying what you want to have displayed. Something else really neat about the integration is you have the ability when you're in the map to update the information in the pop-up window. And if you update that metadata information, that can also push metadata updates into Laserfiche. So again, you can keep that information synced between the two applications. We're all here because we really want to see the demo. So I'm actually going to pass it over to Michael Mathis, our solutions director, and then he will walk through a demo of the integration. And again, feel free to ask any questions in the chat or throughout the chat box, and we'll address them afterwards.
Thank you everyone for attending today. My name is Michael Mathis. I am the solutions director at CDI. And I would like to welcome everyone to the city of CDI. On my screen here, I have the ArcGIS map displayed that is showing our land property and parcel documents, street center lines, and engineering drawings that we have pertaining to our street center lines. The ArcLF integration will work with any geometry type available in ArcGIS, whether that's points, lines, polygons, you name it. And we are able to easily add these layers into any existing map inside of ArcGIS or any new map. The integration does support ArcGIS Server as well as ArcGIS Online. And it will support a variety of map viewers, including ArcGIS Web Map Builder and GeoCortex, ArcGIS Desktop, ArcMap, ArcPro, and others. To get started, we can see towards the top left of my map, I have a parcel document or a parcel folder rather, as indicated by the darker green area. And selecting my parcel will display both the information from Laserfiche as well as our parcel information on a separate tab. Looking at our Laserfiche pop-up dialog, we can see we have some metadata from Laserfiche, such as our house number and parcel number. We can also pull information from the ArcGIS layer in order to display all of the information available in a unified view. Clicking on our More Info URL will bring us into Laserfiche Web Access in this instance, since I am using a read-write profile. If we click on one of our attachments, this will bring us directly to the document within the repository to view that entry. Here I have my stadium named Big Sports Place because I am very into sports. But using the ArcLF integration, we are able to edit the name of this folder through our map interface. So instead of Big Sports Place, we can name this to US Bank Stadium, the appropriate name for that location. And we will hit save to save those changes. When we go back to Laserfiche, we can refresh our folder And here we can see that our folder name changed automatically from Big Sports Place to US Bank Stadium. If we go back to our map in ArcGIS, we can see here we have some engineering drawings indicated by our orange lines. Selecting our drawing will allow us to edit information as well as view any documents attached to this drawing inside of ArcGIS, or rather Laserfiche. If we were to create a new engineering drawing, we can easily do so by browsing to the appropriate location on our map. We can then click on our new feature, and we want to let's go with the lasso for fun. So click and drag, we're going to go everything around that intersection. Here I can create a single multi-part feature, or I could create separate features for each of the segments that I've selected. I'm going to select create one multi-part feature, and this will think for just a moment. Let's refresh. It didn't like something here. Maybe I timed out. So again, we'll go to create a feature. New feature, let's go with a rectangle this time. Have our intersection, we are going to create, there we go. We will select the date for our engineering drawings. In this case, we'll go with April 14th. We can select a drawing type from our list. So here we'll go with storm drains and catch basins. Enter in our project number. And we can then choose one or more files that we want to attach to our drawings in ArcGIS. So here we can select our license file, because who doesn't like a good license file? We can choose also, let's go with sample 8, sample 7. And when we save our information, this will then create that new feature and upload our documents to the Laserfiche repository automatically. If we come out of our edit view and select our feature, we can see here we have the information that we had entered, as well as our two attachments. If we open our attachment, we can see that the Laserfiche template has been assigned as engineering drawings. Our drawing type, drawing number, date, and project number are also pre-filled. Under the details, we have our folder path here. We can open up to our folder inside of our Laserfiche repository and see these are under engineering, projects, our project number, and a drawing type abbreviation. As Laura had mentioned during her presentation, we have the ability to find on the GIS map where these documents are mapped to. Under our More tab, I can select ArcGIS. I'm going to select my document, and that will bring us directly to that location on the map and select that corresponding engineering drawing record. If we were to look at a different document here, this will bring us directly to that bridge where our drawing pertains. If we go back to our GIS map, we also have the ability to query or search Laserfiche through our GIS map. This functionality is also available through the GIS search widget, but this one's more fun. So here I can search for a project number containing PRJ, and we can select one or more drawing types to view or to search for. We have the ability to specify a spatial filter. So we can search only within the features that intersect with the shape drawn on the map. We can search just within our current map extent, so what's currently visible in our map. Or we can search across the entire map, and this will display all of those engineering drawings that we are searching for. When I click apply, this is going to run that search in GIS and Laserfiche. And we can see the list of search results that we have on the left here. Selecting a search result will bring us to that drawing area on the map. And clicking our More Info URL will open that document inside of Laserfiche Web Access or Web Link for us to view. We also have the ability to export this information to a CSV file, a feature collection, GeoJSON, my content. So if we were to export to a CSV file, for example, we have all of the information that we had seen in our search results. This map was built using the ArcGIS web app builder inside of ArcGIS. So I'm going to edit our application so we can take a look at some of the configuration that we have created here. So the ArcLF integration will expose information from Laserfiche and ArcGIS as a feature layer. So as far as your ArcGIS map is concerned, or your ArcGIS mapping application is concerned, it's just another layer from another ArcGIS server. So we do support all of the widgets that are available in ArcGIS Online as well as ArcGIS Server. If we go to the widgets in our sidebar and we take a look at our query, here I'm searching the engineering drawing documents layer from the Laserfiche integration. I'm able to specify any filters that I would like for query criteria. So for example, I could also add in, I don't believe I have this, nope, so I'll add an expression saying that the creation date is on or after. And here I can specify a static value, or I can ask the user for values. Under results and options, there are many more fun features to play with. If we look at our Smart Editor, where we are allowing users to add or update information in the ArcGIS map, we can see here I have my parcels documents layer added as editable. Under Actions, we are able to edit the entry name, parcel number, house number, street name, and zip code. I can enable or disable any of these that I want to. And underneath the engineering drawings, here I have my created date, drawing type, and project number fields available. Under attribute actions, here we're able to add in additional actions such as where we are pulling information from, and a lot more information and usage notes are available under the Learn More About This Widget button. With attribute actions, we're able to automatically copy metadata from one layer to another based on the features that we had selected when we were creating a new feature. We can use geocoordinates from different coordinate sources, as well as many other options that we won't go into that much detail today. Finally, under our search widget, if I can find that one, there it is. Here we're allowing users to search for parcel documents by either the street name, zip code, or name of the folder. We can configure options for an exact match only or a partial match. We can search within only the current map extent or within the full map extent. And there are other options available as far as which fields we are allowed to search for. At this point, that will conclude our demo. If there is anything anyone else would like to see or any questions, definitely post those in the questions box and I will be answering those questions. Otherwise, Laura will turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Michael. All right, I would have to say that was a stellar demo, probably one of the best I've seen of ArcGIS, so thanks so much, Michael. I want to launch a quick poll. I thought this might be fun. So hopefully it went out there. So I'm just really interested to see if you'd like us to reach out with additional information. We try not to pester you too much when we do these webinars, but I know ArcGIS is one of our more popular integrations and there's always additional questions. So if you put that you're interested, we'll definitely reach out and help coordinate any other information you might want. All right, so looks like people are still kind of voting. We're about 60% voted. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. And then we'll go through again the CDI resources here. I always like to remind you of the resources that you have available through our team if you're supported by CDI, or some of these that are available still to you if you are leveraging a different solution provider. But the client portal that you can log into for support cases, we offer consulting services. Even if you are with another organization, we can supplement the services that they provide. Our YouTube library. So again, this recording will be available through the YouTube library. Definitely check it out. Search for us on YouTube, Cities Digital, and you'll be able to find all of our past webinars. And then you can sign up for our newsletters and things like that. And then here are some really good Laserfiche resources that we recommend. The Solution Exchange, where you can get ideas for how other organizations are using their Laserfiche system and potentially download solutions that others have implemented at no cost, or some do have costs associated. It's really clearly displayed in that information. And then, of course, Laserfiche Answers. I always highly recommend Laserfiche Answers for any Laserfiche questions you might have. So it looks like a majority of the questions have been addressed through the chat. Let's see here. There's a couple of extras. Michael, I don't know if you want to read the last few out loud and maybe address them.
Yes, I can do that. We have a question, is it possible to set up user types based on specific types of data? As in, there is confidential information only certain users should have access to versus a general user who can access non-confidential information. All of the Laserfiche information that is displayed on the map is going to be based on Laserfiche security. So in my demo, I had to log in as my Laserfiche user. So I was able to see the documents and folders that were available to me based on Laserfiche security. If Laura were to log in as her to try to view everything, she may not have the same permissions that I have. So she wouldn't see some of those documents, for example, based on the current user security. As for public users, there will be a Laserfiche user that's configured within the integration. And that's how the integration will know which Laserfiche access rights to enforce for that user or for your anonymous users. Question of, are all widgets through the web app builder able to be used with this API? Yes. We do support nearly every every widget available. Some of the more advanced ones, such as heat maps, for example, we don't support yet. We haven't had any requests for that yet. So if that is functionality you would like, or there are other widgets you would like supported that have more of that advanced data aggregation functionality, for example, definitely let us know and we can work on getting that in there. Question, does the implementation work with linear referenced features, such as engineering stations for a street project or mileposts for a corridor project? I am not sure if I understand the question. Laura, would you allow me to present again?
Of course.
Okay, so creating, i.e. looking at all of Main Street or looking at all of 3rd Avenue or looking at only the intersection. I believe we would be able to handle that use case. I would need to look into it a little bit more to determine the best way of doing that. However, that is something we should be able to accomplish. Is the implementation the same for web access as well as web link? Yes, everything will be exactly the same. When using web link and read-only users, we will not be able to edit any information from the map in Laserfiche, but the users will still be able to view, search, etc., just like we had shown today.
Perfect. I think that addresses all questions unless anybody has any last minute items they'd like to put in. And then there's another one that popped in. Is there a limitation on the searches, like for batch searching?
There are limitations. I believe by default, the integration will return the first 200 attachments it finds for that query. And that value is configurable within the integration. So if we wanted to only return, say, 50 entries per query, we could change the limit to make that lower as well.
Perfect. I think that is the last of questions for now. If anybody thinks of anything after leaving today's webinar, please don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is here on the screen. If it's not something I can answer directly, I will be sure to get you a quick reply with a staff member like Michael who can assist. Otherwise, thank you all for joining us today. I appreciate your time and for coming to this webinar. And if there's anything we can do to help you in the future, just let us know. Thank you.